friends, welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk about some of the coping strategies I've developed to embrace winter and pretty much just keep my sanity through this season, which is incredibly long here. If you don't know where I live in upstate New York. In particular, I live in central New York, so I live very close to two of the Great Lakes as well as the Finger Lakes. And so during the winter we get a lot of lake effect snow, which can be very, very heavy at times. And one of the closer cities to me is Syracuse, and they get anywhere from 120 to 150 inches of snow a year. We are blessed to have 4 very distinct seasons here, but winter is by far the longest season and lasts on average about 7 months. We start getting snow sometime in October normally, and we can get snow well through a good portion of May. So although we aren't as far north as, say, the Nordic countries where they get very few hours of sunlight during the wintertime, we get a few more hours of daylight, but it is incredibly cloudy here a good portion of the winter. And in fact, we don't get very many sunny days at all, it seems, throughout the year. Most days there are at least some clouds in the sky, and during the winter it's incredibly gray and cloudy. So needless to say, this can lead to a lot of people having the blues around this time of year, and a lot of people don't like it here, but this is my home and my family is here, and family comes first to me. And so I have just made the best of it here. I honestly don't mind it, and I've had to learn to change my mindset. So let me talk about some of the ways I've learned to kind of embrace this season. First of all, it is incredibly beautiful. I don't know if you've seen any of my prior videos, but I try to capture some footage of the area that I live in, and I plan to do some more traveling around the state this year. But people are always commenting how pretty it is here. And it is very, very pretty. And the snow is absolutely beautiful. We get periods of snow where it's just glistening on the ground and it literally looks like diamonds. And I have had to look around and just notice that winter has its own color palette for sure. There are winter whites and grays and blues and purples and pinks, and they're all very cool colors. They're just stunning. The sunsets and sunrises look so much different in the wintertime than they do in the summer, when the colors are very vibrant and warm and fiery. I've learned how to dress for this weather. I believe I've heard that the Scandinavians have a saying: there is no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. And they're absolutely right, because if you don't dress for this kind of climate, you are probably going to be miserable. You're going to be cold and uncomfortable. And I have learned the art of layering, and let me tell you, that has changed my life. It's a time of year when I get to bring out all my cozy sweaters and fleece jammies and my cozy blankets and my fuzzy warm socks. Wintertime has made me literally and figuratively slow down. When you think about it, winter is literally a time when a lot of things hibernate or go dormant. Things slow down, and I tried to embrace that this season, where I didn't pack my schedule full of things to do. I tried not to rush around and do a lot of things. I just tried to slow down, meaning literally I have to slow down when I drive. I walk a lot slower because I don't want to slip and fall on ice. I do really tend to slow down my mind and my body, and it's actually a really comforting feeling. I started to embrace concepts like Hygge, Lagom, and Gemütlichkeit. Hygge, I believe, refers more to the concept of things like coziness and warmth and comfort. Lagom refers to not too little, not too much, just having enough. And Gemütlichkeit is a German term referring to friendliness and warmth and peace of mind and comfort. And these concepts help me enjoy the indoors more. I take this opportunity, this period of slowing down, to read books, to do a lot of cooking. This is the time of year when I can use my oven a lot. So I cook lots of soups and stews, and I roast a lot of vegetables, and I bake things. This is when I can sit by the fireplace, I can take a nap, and in the wintertime I practice an Icelandic term called gluggaveður, which literally translates to something like window weather. meaning you can sit indoors and enjoy and appreciate the weather, looking through a window, preferably with a warm beverage in your hand, because it's weather that really wouldn't be that nice to be out in. But when I can get outside, I do. I try to get fresh air during the winter time. I enjoy the cool, crisp, fresh air here, as long as it's not too cold. I do have my limits. Anything pretty much below 15 degrees Fahrenheit is a little too cold for me. I like to get out and snowshoe and hike and pretty much just get out and enjoy nature and watch the snowflakes fall and breathe the fresh air. So I do try to keep my body moving and get outside as much as I can. During the winter, I also try to practice a lot of self-care. So sometimes I'll go to the spa and get a pedicure and sit in the steam room and just try to warm up. And I also make sure that I drink plenty of water, I drink nice warm tea, and I get plenty of sleep. I also make sure that I'm cooking healthy, nourishing, warming foods. So basically, if I had to sum it all up, I would say that I changed my mindset. I changed it from saying, this sucks, to this is what it is, and trying to see the silver lining, so to speak, trying to see the things that I could enjoy. I did some research on the happiest countries in the world, and every year they seem to be the countries that are in the north. They're the coldest, darkest countries. And I started to realize that maybe it didn't have anything to do with the weather at all. It has a lot to do with community and other things. But I realized maybe I was complaining about the weather for really no good reason. So I learned to embrace it, not fight it, to enjoy it, not endure it. So I changed my mindset to accept that this is a time of peace and serenity. It's a time of rest. Nature is resting. It's getting ready for the next growing season and for producing more life. But for now, in this season, nature is still, and it's replenishing itself and recharging itself as I should be. I've also learned to practice acceptance and gratitude. For example, acceptance of my own body, because I tend to put on a few pounds of winter weight, which I honestly don't mind because it helps to keep me warmer. So I've put on about 5 pounds this winter season. I practice a lot of journaling and gratitude as much as I can. You know, just being grateful for the everyday things in my life. I don't have to be like chasing things for that aha moment. You know, I think a lot of times we seek the extraordinary, but really the wonder is in the ordinary things all around us all the time. And so this time of year, when I slow down, I'm able to kind of see that a little bit more. So yeah, as we inch towards spring, some of you might already be warming up, and that's great. But here, as you can see, it's still very much winter, and it's going to be for at least another month and a half maybe. So for those of you where it's warming up, maybe these are some ideas if you have to deal with any kind of winter, to just kind of tuck away in the back of your mind. Maybe something will help you kind of see it in a different light. And for those of us still struggling with winter, and believe me, there's lots and lots of people in this country and on the planet who deal with cold, long winters, maybe some of this will help you too. But yeah, it's a video I wanted to make for a while because it was kind of, for me, it was kind of a breakthrough. I used to hate this season and complain about it, and it just made it so much longer and just so much more miserable. And when I just started thinking about it in a different way, it really did change my life. All right, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.